So the project that we worked on with the 11th and 12th graders here at Science Leadership Academy asked the students to go home to watch the State of the Union address.
Yes, actually. It was my first State of the Union that I watched fully.
This was my second time, but my first time I didn't really enjoy it because I didn't have all this stuff to do. The second time was definitely more fun.
And then we set up a Twitter hashtag where the kids could participate on Twitter and follow what their classmates were saying and commentary and questions that they had.
And so then when I clicked on the hashtag, it was cool to see like not only people from SLA commenting on the speech, but also like people from like all over the country. And
the way that our history class uses social networking as a tool to communicate when we're watching, President's Address or the State of the Union, is it's kind of like a mutual consensus of what we think and our opinions, either on Twitter or Facebook or through other social media outlets.
And then in addition, we set up a Moodle chat, which is more of a walled classroom space that we have here at school that allowed them to have a conversation rolling in a chat room that was moderated by teachers and behind a wall.
When you're talking to your peers, it helps you understand what's happening. If you're not, you can just think you know what you're talking about or listening to, but have no idea.
I think Moodle was the best choice for me because when I usually watch debates and presidential occasions, sometimes I don't pick up the language all the way, and instead of annoying my dad what the president's saying, I just talked about it on Moodle chat with my friends and my teacher, Miss Laufenberg.
The goal of the assignment for the 11th graders who were in American history class was to listen specifically to the economic policies that Obama was proposing and link them to the FDR New Deal policies that we had been studying in class. So they had a particular lens by which they were listening.
During that unit in history, we were discussing business and Roosevelt as a president and what he did. So we really connected the Roosevelt presidency in class to the State of the Union, so it really helped us collaborate our ideas about both the unit in history and the actual State of the Union.
The questions people were asking, because people were bringing up other things, and made me think of other assignments we did, we've had a few assignments where we had to relate President Obama's policies towards FDR's, and I think that a lot of the things he brought up could have been related to a lot of his New Deal policies, and the questions people were asking about what Obama was saying really helped make those connections clear.
For the 12th graders, who in my American government class, they were basically listening to just general governmental structures, the different branches that were mentioned, the different levels of government that were focused upon, and tie that up with a semester's worth of learning about American government.
I am a student assistant teacher for Miss Laufenberg in her 11th grade class, and then I'm also a student in her 12th grade class, so it was interesting sort of taking the role of student assistant teacher while simultaneously being a student participating in the discussion. And I think it was really intriguing the way everything came through.
The students also, kind of on a fun note, filled out bingo cards.
The bingo was supposed to be about, you were supposed to take some concepts that you thought Obama would mention in his State of the Union address, and whenever he mentioned them, you would kind of mark them down or whatever, you're playing bingo.
During that class, we had to write in words that we thought Obama would say during the speech, and you'd put it in a bingo spot, and every time he said one of your words, you'd cross them off, and if you got bingo, you would say it on Twitter, bingo, State of the Union, and in the Moodle chat, you'd say you had bingo, and it was really fun.
Some people got bingo 5 times, people didn't get bingo at all, so it was pretty cool, but it also helped us connect with what we thought are the biggest problems in the United States today, and what he actually addressed, so it was pretty cool.
My whole board was full except for 2, so I got a lot.
Yeah, my board was full except for about 3. He didn't say healthcare or... I'm sad I didn't put down troops or something I knew he would say. I put the broader topics.
Basically, I was hoping for students to see connections between the current events that we talk about in class and what Obama was talking about. And then connections between each other with regard to answering each other's questions and informing each other. Sometimes people posted links if somebody had a question where they needed to know more information, and just more the socialness of experiencing something like a big governmental speech or some shared moment where they're all at home, but we can kind of come around the ideas using the digital spaces. And so those were the basic connections.
I think that this assignment allowed us to do something that I think we always do in this school, is that which is focus on the big picture, opposed to focusing on, okay, he would like to do this, and this is, the percentage of people that this particular act would help, and, kind of arbitrary facts. And instead it allowed us to focus on like the big picture and the big thematic points in the speech. And so it allowed me to take all of those big points, I guess you could say, and kind of relate them to our school, our city, our world.
I think there was a lot of positive feedback for it. Everybody seemed to be having a lot of fun. People are cracking very clever political jokes. Again, you don't see that much happening in the average teenagers, which is a lot of fun for me.
I was like actually excited to come into class.
And just because a lot of the kids in our grade they're funny, and it was just funny to read and listen to their commentary during the entire thing.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought our whole like social networking like outlook thing was like really cool. I mean, I don't see why now in the United States and in the world today, every classroom should be doing this, especially a history class.
For the seniors that came back, it was very nice to hear from them that there was almost nothing in that they didn't understand. The first time that the students watched it in the 11th grade, they sometimes felt a little perplexed by the whole thing, and sometimes they didn't get all of it, even conversing about it. But the seniors, second year in a row watching it, and now having a semester of government, really came away from it like, I know what's going on, was very informed, I get it. And for me, that was a lot of fun to see that after 2 years of really working with the students in these concepts and current events and trying to get them engaged, that it really does come through, and they really do make meaning out of what's going on in the world around them.